Welcome back to Breakfast Television. It is 8:41. Well, I can speak from the heart on this one. Being a working mom is hard. It's also great, but yes, it's also challenging. And this is something BT Toronto's Melanie Ng says moms need to be more open about. So she wrote an article about this for Today's Parent, and she started a new podcast called Moms in the Middle. And she joins me now from Toronto this morning. Good morning to you, Melanie.
Good morning to you, Leah. As my day is winding down, yours is just getting going.
You got it. That's what we do here in TV land. But tell me a little bit why you felt so motivated to write this article in Today's Parent about how moms just really need to be more open about the struggle.
Because we're not. Let's be honest about that. We are not honest about the struggles. You always feel like you need to qualify. Oh, I can handle it all. I can juggle it all. I've got this under control. And I think that's very much the mom mentality, which shouldn't be. Because the thing is if you don't talk about what's happening, you're never going to get the help that you need with, people around you or with yourself. If you're not honest with yourself, you're going to take on everything. And what's left for you? There is no me time. There is no distinguishing between you as a person and you as all of these other roles with mom, with work and whatnot. So I think it's really important just to acknowledge it and then move along and find all of your support from there.
I think that is so great because I think you're right. I think we do try to do it all. And when we're talking to people, we're always putting out this brave front. I do it all the time. I'm like, oh, yeah, I got this. And actually, I'm dying. I've been sick for 8 weeks, right? I'm dying. I'm so tired. But these are the things that we don't put out there because I think we both sort of feel grateful for the work that we do, the children that we have, and we are very blessed in many ways. But that doesn't mean it's not hard.
That's it. And one of the things that I wrote in this article was the idea of putting qualifiers in your language, right? So a lot of parents, and I don't want to just say moms because there are dads that go back to work too, depending on the family dynamic, but you always feel bad when you say, oh, my kids did this. You feel like you're a bad parent. Well, thing is, that's just honesty. And personally, for me, I felt very guilty, or I still feel guilty when I talk negatively, let's say, about my son, who's 3 years old, because it took me some time. I went through the IVF journey. It took me over 4 years to have our son, so I always feel awkward talking about it, but you have to, and that's the thing. So whatever anyone's journey is, how are they going to be able to help you if you're not able to acknowledge it? And I know, Leah, you have two to yourself, so I can't even imagine. I just have the one, and it's a hard juggle.
It's always hard, and the thing is it's all relative. And I think, for everybody's got a different experience. We should transition to your podcast, Moms in the Middle. And I listened to your podcast. Congratulations on this, by the way. It's fantastic. And I really liked in the podcast that you talked to a few different moms, and you got their points of view, even on just going back to work. And really, it was different for everybody. Their experience going back to work, how they dealt with mat leave, because every mom's experience is different.
Yeah, and so the podcast itself is with Evanka, Osmak, who's the co-host, and she's a Sportsnet anchor. And it's funny, the reason why we called it Moms in the Middle was because we are literally meeting in the middle of our days. Because I'm like you, Leah, I've got the early morning shift, right, like 3 a.m. wake up, and then I'm mom in the evening. And Evanka does mom in the morning, and then she goes into work for the late night. So we meet in the middle of our days to meet in the middle of the opinions and just chat. And for her, we had very different experiences. For me, I took the full year for mat leave because it took us some time to have our child. And then when I came back, it was difficult for me. It was really hard to be able to do that juggle. And Evanka did the 6 months, came back, and it was a bit of an easier transition for her. And the thing is, there's no right answer.
Yes.
Right? Like, everyone handles it differently. But the key, I think, is to be able to figure out what you need to do that works for you. So, for example, for me, I needed to acknowledge that I was having a tough time, and I needed to seek out a bit of help. And I was that person like you, Leah, where I said, I'm fine, I've got this all, I'm taking on all of the extra work, I can clean the dishes, I can do the laundry. I was overdone. It was too much. And, in the podcast, too, we laugh about things, too. So it's not just all serious. It's also to be able to share and say, this is mom life. This is parentalhood. This is what's real.
Exactly. And that's what I love about the podcast. It is so real. I will share this with you, Melanie. I mailed out my Christmas cards on the weekend. So there you go. I didn't get it done.
Though. You did it.
I didn't get it done before the holidays, but I still did it. Nobody's perfect. We're all just doing our best. Melanie, thank you so much for sharing and being so open about this. This is terrific. Of course, you can catch the podcast Moms in the Middle wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks, Melanie. Good to chat with you.
Leah.